Senate Bill SB 1650. This bill, the short title is Transportation Tax, Election Gas Tax. It is going to be heard in the Senate Transportation and Technology Committee on Monday, the 15th. Now, this bill was introduced by Senator Livingston, and well, the title itself gives you a clue as to what it is, and it is bad. This is really, really bad, especially at this time when we're having a government-induced recession, and we have a president in the White House that's intent on causing a recession if there wasn't one already in the works. So now we're going to impose a fuel tax, and it's going to be not a small tax either. It starts at 18 cents per gallon, okay? And that increases annually. So it keeps on increasing and there's no end to it. It keeps on increasing, I guess, forever. And in addition to that, there's a special tax on alternative fuel vehicles. So if you have a hydrogen vehicle or an electric car, Senator Steele would not be very much in favor of that one, would she? Because her car is going to be, her electric car is going to be taxed as well as any other alternative fuel vehicles. So this is a very bad bill. Tax increases are generally not a good thing unless you have, well, generally not a good thing. And fuel tax is recessive on top of everything else because this is the fuel is not just used on Ferraris, okay? They're used on Fords and Chevys and so on. So people getting to work and so on, they have to spend this money. So bad tax increase, and this thing needs to be killed. I don't know. Is there anything good that we can say about this bill?
Yeah.
There is?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, I love to hear it.
It consumes 24 pages. It's a 24
it's good for the
bill.
paper industry.
Yeah. Well, you said, is there anything good about it? Well,
Yeah, okay.
It creates economic enhancements in certain parts of the economy. So yeah, from that standpoint. Now, what it also does is that if a city or a county is doing any road planning, they have to include plans which would encompass self-driving vehicles, right? I'm not too sure about most of you folks out there, but I'm not real sure I want to find a car driving down the road beside me that doesn't have anybody in it. Nah, that's not one of my favorites. But the main thing is what Jose pointed out, and that is the tax consequences, but he really didn't point them all out. Our current gasoline tax, state gasoline tax, is 18 cents. And this starts increasing that gasoline tax by 1 cent per gallon per year for 23 years. So in 2045, you're going to be paying 41 cents a gallon in state tax. Now, that would be bad enough, but the other provision that it has is that not only will they impose the 1 cent a gallon increase, they're also going to increase it by the cost of living index, right. All right? And the cost of living index can be much higher than the 1%. If you read this, we've got currently at the federal level, almost everyone in our current administration at the federal level is saying we're going to raise taxes, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the only thing that that's going to do is going to drive inflation. So whenever you say we're going to increase this with the inflation rate, note that this bill does not say we're going to reduce if the inflation rate goes down. Doesn't say that. But we're going to increase with the inflation rate. So by 2045, the state of Arizona could be paying $1 to $1.50 a gallon for state taxes. If that were the only thing, that would be bad enough.
You mean there's more?
Oh, yes, because it imposes taxes in bunches of other places against businesses. I happened to print out, I mean, I'm not gonna go through this and point out, but, I mean, you can read pages 3, page 19, and page 21, talking about other businesses. If you have a business in the state of Arizona, then they're going to impose a tax on that business, which is going to be coming in here. So the gasoline tax that we're talking about is not the only tax. And if we look at 42,510, which is the one they used as references as to the businesses that they're going to tax, says a 5% of the tax base as computed for the business of every person engaging or continuing in this state in the following business classifications described in Article 2 of this chapter: transportation, utilities, telecommunications, pipeline, private car line classification, publication, job printing, prime contracting, amusement clarification. Let me see. So I've only got 2 more pages. You know, the amount of taxes that is going to be imposed by this bill is just astronomical. Now, I mean, it could be that maybe I'm all wrong on this.
How could you be wrong if it's in writing?
Well,
I mean, it's right
because
there
I may
on-
not know how to interpret it. It wouldn't be
It's
the
right
first
there
time.
on the bill, folks. And that's another thing that we need to remind folks. You really need to read those bills before you decide whether you like it or not. And you start reading these bills, and a lot of them you're not going to like. And this is one that you're not going to like.
If you want to be paying, $1 to $1.50 a gallon,
And let's not forget,
state
let's not
taxes,
for-
that's
let-
good, yeah.
Yeah, and let's not forget that this is on the heels of Prop 208, with all the tax increase that's going to be created by that. So where's all this money going to come from to pay all these taxes? No, vote no on this.